Hello everyone, this is the Familiar DAVENER number 4. Yesterday we dealt with the fact that there's a machloket. If you are not davening in a minyan during Elul, you have to make up the shofar blowing. It seems from the Tzitz Eliezer the answer is no, but it seems from Rav Tzvi Pesach Frank that the answer is yes. I said yesterday that I believe that the difference of opinion is based on something far more fundamental, and that is, why do we blow shofar in Elul? And it seems to be two opinions on this. Number one, the Torah. The Torah, in the name of his father, the Rosh, and the Shibbolei Haleket and others, says that it's a means to do tshuva. This is the month to do tshuva, to repent before Rosh Hashanah, and the reminder, if you will, the alarm clock that reminds us to do so is, of course, the shofar blowing. However, the Ramah actually disagrees. The Ramah says in the Darkei Moshe that ultimately the reason why we blow shofar in this month of Elul is not because of tshuva, but rather it's part of an ongoing effort to lebalbel et hasatan, to mix up Satan. We do so by not blowing on Erev Rosh Hashanah so that he gets mixed up. We blew the whole month, 28 days, but not on Erev Rosh Hashanah. We also do so on Rosh Hashanah by blowing both before Musaf and during Musaf and after Musaf. And from this perspective, part of this effort is to blow all month. These seems to be the two opinions as to why we blow shofar in the month of Elul, either as a means to do tshuva or as a means to mix up the Satan. And there seems to be a few ramifications between these 2 points of view, and allow me to point out a few. Number one, do you blow only in the morning or at night? The Torah says, based on his point of view, tshuva is good all the time, so we need a reminder in the morning. When we start our day, we need a reminder at night when we're finishing our day. However, not surprisingly, the Darkei Moshe says, and therefore the minhag is to only blow in the morning, because if it's only to mix up Satan, then on Rosh Hashanah we're only going to blow in the morning before Musaf and after Musaf, and not in the evening. And from this perspective, it's very consistent with their points of view. If it's a means to do tshuva, tshuva is good all the time. It's a means to mix up the Satan, then it can only be at a time when we blow shofar anyway. Number two, what do you blow? If it's just a means to do tshuva, then says the Bach that one opinion is that you only blow one tekiah. It's good enough to remind you to do tshuva, but if it's to go ahead and to mix up the Satan, then you need to do exactly what you do on Rosh Hashanah, and ultimately you do it in Elul to mix them up. So therefore you have to blow tekiah, shofar, and trua tekiah at the very least. So we found two ramifications between these 2 points of view. Is it a means to do tshuva, or is it to mix up the Satan? If it's a means to do tshuva, you might as well blow both morning and night, and it's good enough to blow a tekiah. But if it happens to be a means to mix up Satan, then you have to blow tekiah, shofar, and trua tekiah at the very least, and you only blow in the morning like you do on Rosh Hashanah. Third ramification, do you start from Rosh Chodesh Elul number 1 or from Aleph Elul? The Ikrot Moshe, Rav Moshe Feinstein, brings 2 points of view, and it seems to me it's dependent on this. If it's a means to do tshuva, tshuva is good all the time. You should do tshuva every day of your life. It's good enough, as the Gemara says, to try to do tshuva every day, to think this is your last day on earth. But if it's to mix up Satan, then obviously it would only apply to the month of Elul itself. And finally, our question, do you have to blow if you're davening alone? If it's a means to do tshuva, then yes, everyone should do tshuva individually. But if it's just to mix up the Satan, then we only do that in shul on Rosh Hashanah when we daven, and the minyan, the chever ear, as the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah daf lamed daled. No one blows shofar in the middle of their silent Shmoneh Esrei at home. So therefore, the same would apply here, it would only be in shul. So as you could see, it's a much deeper machloket. Do you blow shofar when you don't have a minyan? If it's a means to do tshuva versus is it just to mix up Satan? And we found at least 4 ramifications between them. Bottom line is we blow shofar. We do so for sure in a minyan. When it comes to individual, no harm done, but I don't think that's the common custom.